Three reasons Argentina wins the World Cup this summer. None of them are Lionel Messi. I know how that sounds, so let's not waste any time. Here's reason number three, and it's already enough to make every other team in this tournament nervous. In their last 5 matches, Argentina conceded 1 goal total. Now, every preview running this summer wants to make this whole tournament about one man's farewell tour. One last dance, carry the team on his back, hand him the trophy on the way out. That story isn't just a little off. By the time we get to reason number one, you're going to see it's almost backwards. And if Argentina without Messi already has you typing an angry comment, good. Smash that like button and let's count down the actual reasons. Here's the version you're going to hear on every broadcast this summer. Argentina are the defending champions. They've got the greatest player who ever lived. And this is the goodbye. He turns 39 in the middle of the tournament, June 24th, smack between the group games. So every network leads with that. Every thumbnail is his face, mid-celebration, trophy in hand. And look, I get why it sticks. It's a beautiful story. It's just not the one the data's been quietly writing for the last 2 years. So let's start counting down the reasons why. Reason number three, the goals are coming from everywhere on this roster, except the guy whose face is on the poster. Here's the part that never makes the thumbnail. In World Cup qualifying, the hardest road in international football, 10 teams beating each other up over 2 years, Argentina's top scorer wasn't Messi. It was Lautaro Martinez, 5 goals. Messi finished with 1. Sit with that. The most decorated player alive, on the team that's the betting favorite to win it all, wasn't even his own team's leading scorer in the campaign that got them here. And it doesn't stop at the score sheet. In that same qualifying run, Argentina walked into Brazil's own stadium and won 4-1. Messi did not score in that game, not once. Lautaro Martinez and Julian Alvarez pressed like the game personally owes them money. Every time a defense collapses everything onto Messi, and they always do, it's the first page of every scouting report. One of those two is already sprinting into the space they just abandoned. So ask yourself, if you take Messi's name off that scoreboard, does the final score even change? And if you think that's just old history from a qualifying campaign 2 years back, you don't even have to go that far. 2 days ago, June 6th, Kyle Field, Texas, Argentina's last tune-up before the tournament. Messi wasn't even on the field, left out of the squad entirely, managing a strain in his hamstring, days before the biggest tournament of his career. Final score, Argentina 2-0. Lautaro Martinez buried the penalty. Giuliano Simeone got the second. Days before the World Cup, their captain not even dressed, full marks anyway. So I'll ask you again, the goals keep coming from someone else's boot, in real time, this week. Why is everyone still pricing this team like a one-man show? Reason number two, and this is the one that's quietly rewired the whole team. Look behind Messi, that's where this World Cup actually gets decided. Enzo Fernandez, Alexis McAllister, Rodrigo de Paul, a midfield three that doesn't just create chances, it suffocates the other team before they ever get one. They win the ball back the second they lose it. McAllister just did this for an entire season in the Premier League. 38 games against the best clubs on the planet and walked away a champion. 3 years ago, he was a squad player at Brighton. Now he's a Premier League winner and the engine of a World Cup contender. Same time, same trajectory, both jobs done at the highest level there is. And he's not even the only one carrying a medal into this tournament. 17 of these 26 players already own a World Cup winner's medal. That's not a roster waiting to find out if it's good enough. That's a roster that's already done it, together, and is just running it back. And DePaul next to him is the part nobody clips for highlights. Because his entire job is making sure there's nothing to clip. 90 minutes of closing passing lanes before the other team even sees them open. Zoom out and you can see the whole engine running. In World Cup qualifying, the hardest road on the planet, 10 teams beating each other up over 2 straight years, Argentina finished 9 points clear at the top of the table. Not a nervy points difference squeak at the death, a canyon, built match after match by the same 3 names. Rewind to 2022. Back then, Argentina needed Messi to drop deep and build the whole thing himself. Every important moment of every important game ran through him. Today, that midfield does it for him, which means Messi doesn't chase a 90-minute game anymore. He's a sniper now, not a workhorse. And Messi rested, deep in a tournament, might be the scariest version of him there's ever been. But notice what that actually means. The reason he gets to be dangerous late is the 3 guys doing the running for him early. So who's really carrying who? Who matters more to this team? Emi Martinez in goal or McAllister running that midfield? Don't say both. Pick a side, comments right now. I'm reading every single one. And reason number one, the one that should actually scare every other country left in this tournament. Argentina conceded one goal in their last match. One goal in the match before that. 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 5 games. One goal. One in 5 games. One. That's not the record of a team praying its 38-year-old captain bails them out in stoppage time. That's the record of a team that already decided the game was over before he even touched the ball. And it starts with the man between the posts. Emiliano Martinez, the highest-rated player at the entire last Copa America. 7.93 out of 10. Big moment, big save, every single time. In 2022, he won them a quarterfinal and a final on penalties. In front of him, Christian Romero, 4.5 tackles a game, 1.7 interceptions. He ends attacks before they're even attacks. The other team's highlight reel stays empty because of him. And screening in front of all of it, Enzo Fernandez, 21 years old when he came off the bench in the 2022 final and ended the night lifting the trophy. Today, his entire job is making sure counterattacks die before they ever turn into shots. Now, I'm not going to sell you a flawless team, so here's the one real crack in all of this. Romero is reportedly carrying a partial MCL tear. If that knee isn't right by the opener, this defense loses the one player most responsible for 1 goal in 5 in the first place. And that's the tell. The thing keeping Scaloni up at night isn't his captain's birthday. It's a 27-year-old center back's knee. That's not where a one-man team carries its anxiety. That's where a finished machine carries its anxiety, in the one part that's hardest to replace. And we get one more look at every name on this list before it's for real. A final tune-up against Iceland, days before the opener against Algeria. Step back and look at what Scaloni's actually built here. Not a supporting cast assembled around one man's farewell. A system. A system where the goalkeeper wins Player of the Tournament awards. Where the back line doesn't need its captain on the bus to win on the road. Where 17 players already know exactly what lifting this trophy feels like. Line that actually sums up all 3 of these reasons. Argentina is not a Messi team that happens to have a good defense. It's a defense, a midfield, a front line, and a goalkeeper having the tournament of his life that happens to also have Messi. The goals are coming from everywhere except him. Right down to a friendly this week he didn't even suit up for. Reason 2. A midfield that wins the game before he ever touches it, built on a 9-point qualifying margin nobody talks about. Reason 1. A defense that's conceded a single goal in 5 straight matches, with the best goalkeeper at the last Copa America standing behind it. 3 reasons Argentina lifts this trophy in July. And the man getting top billing on every single thumbnail this summer, he's not one of them. He'll still be the name in the headline when they win it. That's just how this works. And look, none of this means I don't want to see it. The turn from nothing, the impossible pass that splits 5 defenders, the face in his hands when it's over. He's still the greatest player who ever lived. If he gets one of those moments in this tournament, and knowing him, he will, it's going to be one of the best things you've ever seen on a football pitch. That's actually what makes this team so dangerous. When a squad this complete also has that as the bonus, the greatest player alive, rested, protected, saving himself for the moment that matters, what exactly is supposed to stop them? But if you've actually watched what this team has done, on the pitch, in the stat sheet, even in a half-empty stadium in Texas 2 days ago, you already know whose names belong there too. He's not the reason they win it. He's the bonus they get for free. So now I'll ask you the same thing I asked at the start. If Argentina wins this whole thing, and the data says it's not about Messi, does he even deserve the credit? Go. Bottom line, 3 reasons, 0 Messi, and a trophy that's already closer than anyone wants to admit. And next time, we're breaking down a team nobody is talking about, with a stat that quietly just broke this entire tournament wide open. If you're new here, this is what we do, every single day, until July 19th. Hit subscribe. Casual Fan HQ. Sports, explained for the rest of us.